So, I kind of wanted to make this video just as like a, not necessarily an apologizing video, but more so as like an explanation type video. Because my not my 15-week update. The last video that I made, I'm having a brain fart right now, didn't really come across the way that I wanted it to. I went back after, like, my email blowing up and reading through the comments again, and, like, I know what I meant because I said it, but, like, I tried to think of it from an outside point of view, like, not as me listening to it, but, like, as someone else listening to it, like, I put myself in your guys' shoes, like, watching it, and, like, I can understand why some were, like, really upset and really hateful, you know what I mean? But, like, I understand, like, I'm not saying you guys were wrong for any of that, I completely understand, but, like, I have to point out, though, not at one point in that video did I ever say, if I did have a boy, I wouldn't love it. I never said I wouldn't love my child if it came out to be a boy. I said that I would be disappointed and angry and, you know, upset, but not once did I say I wouldn't love my child. Because choosing not to love a child or a kid for some petty reason as to what their gender is ridiculous. You know what I mean? And if it came across that way, that's how I meant it, I sincerely apologize, because that's not how I wanted it to come across. And I feel like that's how some of you, like, may have taken it. And for the blood work type thing, when I said, you know, oh, well, they stopped saying, oh, it's for the baby. You know, no, it's for me. Well, in that whole sense, they want to, like, probe you to do, not probe you, but, like, do unnecessary type tests. When I was at the first place I got blood work from, and I had all the issues with the needle and them not calling me back and blah, 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 I went there, and like I said, they had done blood work and ran tests, and then when I switched from there and I went to the other doctor's office, she went over all the blood work with me and had told me, why did they even do that test? They don't need to do that until you're, like, when they do, like, the next set of blood work. And they're like, half of these results are showing up off because they took them way too early. And I'm like, so why did they take it if it didn't need to be done? And she goes, in all honesty, they probably did it to get the money, you know, because we have, they just billed the insurance so they would get the money out of it. And, like, that's what I meant by that. And, again, I do apologize for, I guess, not going into further explanation. And because, like I said, I knew what I meant by that, so, like, explaining it further in my mind was like, why do I need to explain it further? I know what I mean, but, like, you guys didn't know what I meant, you know? And I guess this is kind of an apology type video. And I do want to say I apologize for coming across hateful and whatnot, because not at all by any means would I completely deny blood work that needed to be done. You know what I mean? I don't like needles. I don't like getting my blood drawn. I don't like getting stuck. But if it is something that is necessary and important and needs to be done, I'm going to do it. You know what I mean? So that's kind of where I am with that. And yeah. So, but I kind of just wanted to clear the air with that, because I didn't want to just leave that video out there and have it be like my my 6 DPO video or something like that, that still blows up with comments telling me how filthy and disgusting I am and how I'm going to have DCFS take all my children away because I am a dirty fat slob, and you can go on there and see the comments. So, I mean, I'm not going to say the bathroom was clean because it wasn't, but I mean, I didn't have shit smeared on the walls, so I don't, whatever. And the one woman who had unsubscribed because I basically told her, you know, screw off, go unsubscribe, I don't care. The ant problem, talked to the landlord about it. He said because of the trees that overhang, there's usually like an ant nest somewhere in one of the trees, and they like come off the tree onto the top of the trailer. He says every year they always come through the bedroom and the kitchen all the time. So he goes, oh, you know, did I not tell you about that? Da 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 da. And there's like ant spray in the shed, and just like every year, like when it starts getting warm out, he sprays around there. But because the trailer's been, you know, we're renting it, because we're renting it, he didn't just want to like start walking around walking around and thinking, have us think he was being nosy or something. So he just didn't think of doing it or even mentioning it. But I had talked to him about that because I'm like, you know, there's ants coming in the bedroom window. I don't understand why. They're coming in through the kitchen window. What's going on? And he's like, I am so sorry. And so he just took it and, you know, showed me the certain spots to spray around and whatnot. And, sorry, I had to yawn. And we just sprayed around the window and they're gone. So, and I even got some hot glue and like went around there, on the inside for like double protection, I guess you can say. But yeah, so I just kind of wanted to clear the air about that last video. And just kind of like further explain so I didn't just sound like a hateful bitch who didn't deserve kids. Because, again, not once did I say I wouldn't love my child if we had a boy. I mean, he personally wants a girl because, like, see, like, this I don't have to go into explanation for, because my explanation as to why I would want a girl over a boy is completely unnecessary, and quite frankly, I don't think that's anyone's business. That's just my personal preference. But anyway, he wants a girl because he likes playing dress up. You know what I mean? Like, he likes the frilly stuff and all the, like, pinks and the dresses and all that. And he loves doing that. Like, he makes skirts, he makes shirts, he makes things. And he's always imagined, you know, having a little girl. And with me, gotta get my knee propped up. And with me, it's always been me and my mom. And, like, I've never really gotten too close to, like, males in my life. Like, my grandpa basically lied to me and told me that I was a piece of shit because I married a mixed guy, and now I'm, quote, having a beeper baby. I'm pretty sure you can put 2 and 2 together and figure out that. So that was like a censored quote, but yeah, so he basically disowned me and said I'm a POS because I didn't marry a rich white guy. My biological sperm donor, well, he abused me when I was growing up and did a whole lot of stuff for a whole nother video on a whole different day. That's a channel in itself. And, like, okay, so that's not really a lot of guys. But, like, those were the 2 closest people that I ever grew up around. And, like, to see them slowly do things that, like, broke your trust so hard. You know what I mean? Like, you grow up and you're like 5 years old, and your dad is like arguing with your mother all the time, and going out to buy drugs all the time, and stealing money that you could use for clothes and for food, but instead of eating, he's more concerned about getting another high. And having everything that you ever got as a gift for, for Christmas, for your birthday, just watching that all slowly disappear because it decided to take a magical trip to the pawn shop and get pawned. And, for another high. So, I mean, that all just drove me closer to my mom. And, like, it's always been me and her. So that had always made me want to have that same type of relationship. You know what I mean? Like, my mom and my grandma had that relationship growing up. Me and my mom had that relationship growing up. And, like, I always imagined me having a daughter and us having that type of relationship growing up. So, I never imagined having a boy and having that relationship growing up, Like, I don't mean to pull, the whole gender card, but, like, usually the daughter bonds with the mom and the son bonds with the husband. Yeah, I mean, more like I said, gender-wise, the son and the dad go fishing and they do this, and the mother just kind of does motherly stuff, I mean, but, like, we don't. I fish. I like fishing. I don't so much like hunting, because, like, I personally couldn't kill anything. Me personally, I couldn't. Like, my grandpa would always go deer hunting, and I'm like, yeah, cool, do it, awesome. If you like it, you like it. But don't bring home no deers. Don't bring home no dead deers. Don't want to see that. Just bring me the deer meat. I don't have to see it. I don't have to think about it. Just out of sight, out of mind. Just leave me alone. Don't bash me for not, any vegans out there. I understand. I respect you. Just respect me, and we can live together. Got a little emotional there, sorry. But, so that's kind of my reasoning and my thinking behind wanting the girl and being disappointed and upset if we were to have a boy. You know what I mean? So, by no means did I mean that in a hateful, vindictive, bitchy, bad mother type way. So, I'll end this video here, and I just kind of wanted to go further into detail about all that. So, hopefully you guys understand. I hope you guys, if you guys were upset and you were, like, truly, like, upset and, like, hurt from that video, I hope you can forgive me if it got to that point. But I wish I would have just, went into further detail with that last video. But here this one is, and I hope you guys can understand where I was coming from now seeing this video. And we can all just kind of go forward from here. So, thanks guys. Have a good night, day, evening, and have fun. Bye guys.